everybody, Ninjani. It's recording there, no? Okay, happy days. I'm also a content creator, so it's also one of the ways in which we market ourselves. Wherever we go, Shutani, with your people, put it up on LinkedIn, put it up on social media. It's part of your brand story. So any opportunity that you have where you are getting to network with other young people or like-minded people, always find opportunities to capture the essence of that and then put it on the relevant platforms. So that I think what Vuyasis was saying, to show your persona, to show your business persona, your professional persona, it's very important. So yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Lando. Just before we go any further, I'd love for you to please introduce yourself to us.
Okay, Lando Dlamini is a 34-year-old. I'm turning 35 in a few days, guys. Yes, I'm a child of God. I've had to learn to say that boldly with time. So I wear that emblem very proudly. I am a single mother of one baby girl. She's 10 years old. I am passionate about young people, about youth, about business entrepreneurship, about financial freedom, and about a social impact and making a difference in the world. That is basically who I am and what I stand for. I'm born and bred or born and raised in Manzini, Brema, thoroughly through and through. And then now I'm currently staying just outside the periphery of Manzini. I went to St. Michael's Primary and High School. I started doing media work in primary school. I think at grade 5, even through high school, Nasa University, I was still doing a lot of things around media, around public speaking, emceeing. Wow. Yeah, and one characteristic or attribute about me is that I'm a very hard worker. So other people may think I'm smart, but my other friends, those are smart because they don't have to study as much as I have to. But for me, I'm a hard worker. In order for me to grasp the formula, I got maths. I need to learn it and practice. Even when I'm reading like a theoretical background, or I need to study it. So I'm a hard worker. Maybe with time it can then be classified as smart, but I really sweat it out and give it my all. Yeah, I hope I've given you a bit of my background.
That's Lando, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, our first question for today will be, can you start by telling us who you are and what you do now?
Okay, who I am and what I do now. Okay, I remember a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram and on my LinkedIn, I actually wrote a post. In this lifetime, I've been many things. And I think this is very important. Okay, so we can just mix. So the world, when we're born into it, they kind of put us in a box to say, this is who you should be. Our education system kind of shapes you and morphs you to become a specific person. And I'm an accountant. I am a lawyer. I am a businesswoman, right? And then we kind of stick on that narrow path. But I wrote an Instagram post and a LinkedIn post the other day, which in this life, I have been so many things. I wrote a list of about 20 things. I am a musician, I am a poet, I am an actress, I am a business analyst, I am a mental health and wellness advocate, I am a marketing expert, I am a strategist. I can't list, I list about 20 things that I've been. I am a mother, that's also an achievement. I listed about 20 things of the things that I've actually been doing. And the things that I'm a podcaster, I am now a startup entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. The reason why I'm sharing this is because I'm just saying, let us never put ourselves in a box. In this life, there's no quota. So don't define yourself, say, I can only be this. So all the 20 things that I was listening to that I am or that I have been is to say at different stages in my life, I have been this, right?
Yeah.
I've been a travel blogger, I've been an influencer, I've been a public speaker, but it didn't happen all at the same time. It was staggered in phases. So that's exactly what I'm also encouraging everyone to actually realize. You see, never put yourself in that box. So you can be many things. As long as you're interested in something, you can do it and you can thrive. Most recently, I undertook a course here, business analytics. That's statistics and that's maths.
Yeah.
And when you're a marketer, numbers, the relationship is tricky, right? But you have to push yourself to say, in this life, I can be anything. It's possible, right? So I did the course and I got really great marks. Mind you, 6 years ago, I had failed a similar course. Well, it was kind of like a fail. I had to supplement statistics, right? But then 6 years later at UCT, I got a really top marks. So it just gets to show you, Loguti, you cannot be confined to one specific box. You can be absolutely anything you wish to be at the different stages in your life. So that's me. I'm a lot of things. But some of the things I think you already read out in my profile. Yeah. I've been a corporate girly or a corporate guru. Yeah. Sitting in a really nice leadership, executive-ish, managerial position. Okay. I've worked for big corporates in Swaziland and also in South Africa. I've also been an avid learner. So ngiyathanda to just educate myself, to just get more qualifications so that it opens up my mind, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's me. And then most recently, and I think very relevant to this cohort of participants today is Guti, I'm also a startup entrepreneur. So I think I'm like an accidental startup entrepreneur in the sense that, again, accidental. You see how they tell us this is how you live your life. Yeah. You go to primary, high school, university, pick a career, work, rise above the ranks in corporate, and then until you retire, right? Yeah. So for me, I was like, let me go into joke. And also corporate was stressing me. And you know, I'm like a mental health. I'm just like, this is too much drama for me. Yeah, so, but I was just like, okay, so after this, it's retirement, or maybe I'm going to become like a CEO. And then I felt like there's so much more to life, you know? And of course, like I said, I always take up that pioneering thing to say, that I want to be. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to live this really nice paycheck, this amazing position, and I'm going to start my entrepreneurial journey. It was a combination of my journey, my purpose journey with Christ, to find out in my life, who am I in Christ, but also from in as much as we are serving the Lord, we also need to find ways to actually empower ourselves financially. So then I then started a startup business. I called it Fagaza Group. Testify, testimony, you get it? We at Fagaza Group, we're looking at property development. I'm learning. Yeah. It's not easy, it's not comfortable, but I'm learning. We are looking at health supplements, alternative health supplements. Okay. Yes, I'm hoping to launch soon in the name of Jesus.
Yes, and you shall.
Yes, we're also looking at consulting. I really love professional development. I like working with young people. I like working with different people from different walks of life where I get to share my experience. It's kind of like coaching and mentorship. Oh, yeah. So I also provide that service because I feel like I've amassed a wide, array of expertise and of knowledge, and then I'm willing to share it. But obviously, at a small fee because, guys, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay? It needs to make sense. It's not an NGO yet. And then under Fagaza Group, we also have, so there's Fagaza Consulting. And then even additionally to Fagaza Consulting, we also have the part where we help with project management, event coordination. We also do marketing. We also do branding. We also do personal branding. Like when I say, what is it? How do you want to show up on LinkedIn, on Facebook? What's the aura that you carry? What's your brand narrative? Those are some of the other things that I do. And then also I have an NGO. It's called Beauty with Purpose. It's basically we're looking at the very high unemployment rate in Eswatini, and we believe once we capacitate our young people with a practical skill in beauty, we teach the ladies to do that, and then they graduate, including e-business program, they graduate from there. Nyalo, after that, charge 50 rand. It's just those practical steps that help you earn like an additional income while you're still trying to sort out your life. So that's basically what I'm doing at the present moment.
Wow.
I am a startup. I am figuring it out. This thing is showing me flames, guys. And the reason why, again, I chose to leave the comfort of a swiveling chair and corporate is because, again, Ngulungulu said you can be anything that you wish to be. You cannot be put in a box. But sometimes it takes that leap of faith. A lot of people are looking at me, Lando, are you crazy? How can you leave? Are you okay? MTN, you know? And I'm just like, let's see how it goes. There's more to life. I'm willing to take the risk. I have so much knowledge and information that has been acquired over the years. Let's see how this goes. Let me push myself out of the comfort zone.
Oh wow! Lando, you are something else, man. I mean, most of us here wouldn't leave MTN. Now we wouldn't. Myself included. Yeah. But wow, the things that you're doing really are amazing.
Thank you.
And they're making you grow stronger every day.
This is true.
And get ready for even bigger things. Thank you so much. Our next question will be, what inspired you to shift from corporate career in marketing communication to working with your own startup?
Okay. Not putting myself in a box.
Yeah.
Just again saying I can be anything. You know, I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me, which actually means that even in the marketplace, you can just decide to do something. One of the things that has also been revolutionary for me is starting a Christian podcast. We've got a lot of podcasts out there, a lot of podcasts. Oh, they talk about different things, right?
Yeah.
But in Switzerland, we have very few podcasts that actually talk about Christ, where I'm profiling other young people or amazing people who are shining for Christ. So I also have been doing that pioneering spirit. So for me, the reason why I really took that jump was to push beyond my limits, because God has made me limitless. To go through the grueling task of trying to figure things out and learning as I go along, because sometimes corporate can make you feel very comfortable. So complacent, grand. And then things happen. One day, retrench, or things, or thinking I'm 17, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's never any guarantee in life. That's why we always have to push to always discover the newer versions of ourselves, the better versions of ourselves. You know what I mean? Push, but push in such a way, but rather follow your passions, follow your heart, and make financial sense at the end of the day. Someone says, I'd rather not love my job. I want to job my love. So what is it that I love? Let me turn that into a job. You did traveling and you were like, oh my gosh, I went to Belen. I was so stressed before I went to Belen. I actually love this and I want to give other people an opportunity to do this. I'm actually getting paid for traveling, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what she basically did, is that she jobbed her love. And for me, that is the essence of what I stand for as I walk in God's purpose for my life.
I would also love to know, Guti, what key highlights from your corporate career do you think sharpened you, or things that happened to you whilst you're still in corporate? But then eventually you find yourself facing certain things which highlighted you into where you are today. Where you are now.
There's a lot. I am so grateful. I'm grateful firstly for the opportunity to go to the various learning institutions that I've been a part of, because logo phones it really opened my mind. It's kulkunik phones guys. It's very uncomfortable because it stretches you. Concepts and you're just like, oh my gosh, why did I get into this, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, once you graduate or once you get your certification, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, this was so worth it, because I'm a totally different person now. And I can actually get up there into the world and speak with so much confidence about that subject matter, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then I really appreciate my time in corporate because it exposed me to a lot of people So there's a lot of diversity around that to say, okay, people are coming from different walks of life. People have woken on the right side of the bed or on the wrong side of the bed. Sometimes they won't tell you, just experience it, needing to adjust, needing to learn, right? Yeah. And then also understanding just the market, the marketing bit. I'm a marketing professional. So understanding to say, okay, we're trying to push a specific product. How do we sell? How do we see customers? What are some of the things that we can do, like promotions to try and boost sales? What are the highs and what are the throws or the lows in our business cycle? So I learned a lot of practices, policies, and models wherein I was able to go to school to learn these things, but apply practically. And then once I'm in the working environment, I'm able to actually bring some of these concepts to life and actually see some of these dynamics coming to play. Okay, so people management, my leader, okay, HR, okay, policy diversity. And then also looking at from a marketing perspective and the bottom line, hey, now we're here to make a profit, right? Yeah. What are the margins looking like? It's well and good to be putting a billboard out there, but that billboard is a science to it. How many bangaki bo Lando, bo Themba, bo Vusile batawendlula lab, and after bayibona le billboard, what are the chances of them converting? So you don't just market for vibes. You market to ensure that people get interest and then also people purchase, because at the end of the day, it's about lama chankura.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. That's well explained. Yeah. We also love to know, now which habit kept you going in corporate and which habits are keeping you strong and still going kule startup losokiso ngoba le ndalo tiphethe ngayo. For sure there are some habits that it's either you are developer or you are drop. Yeah. So can we get your habit that's been keeping you strong for the journey?
Okay, so before you build habits, you need to face disasters, right? Like or even if not graduated, I just landed my new job and I want to be the best. M17. Khange labo andi laba baqasha lo kakadeli awusuka ngathi nine-10,000 you know, ukhanzela abanye ukuthi athikuthini mina I'm tired, this place they do not appreciate me. I mean, I'm ready to go. Yeah. When at that time as a new broom, you're excited about check I just so that's what I was talking about, the dynamics of being in a corporate environment. There's so much diversity when you get into that. But then it helps you quickly realize to say, I can see the lay of the land. Happy. But you obviously don't, you're just being smart about it to say, how do I play my cards? How do I make my chess moves? I think even as an entrepreneur, you really need that insight to say, okay, something will open up. You know, you really need to play this a very strategic mind game to just kind of figure everything out. And for me, that's basically what corporate helped me with, to really understand. This is a question. It
was what
are the habits? Yeah. Okay, so for me, my habit started with masengeni like corporate, and I'm getting the lay of the land. I make mistakes. I rub someone the wrong way. The way I even show up as a person, I'm showing up as stressed, as anxious, or sometimes I'm showing up as I'm too much in your face. So I had to quickly bring myself towards self and, you know, ask for the wisdom of God, but also just really try to get to understand the environment. So that's what helped me. I had to make a mistake first, and from that making a mistake, then I was able to embed good habits. So some of the habits that really sustained me throughout my corporate career is vulnerability. Where I was facing an issue or I'm not happy about something, I would talk to someone who's trusted. Someone who's trusted, like a mentor or a higher executive. Okay, this is a challenge that I'm facing. How can you help me? How have you dealt with a situation like this, right? The other thing that I used to do, obviously, there's prayer. Having a good morning routine. You know that thing when you wake up in the morning, like you know it's Monday. A lot of us don't like Mondays. And then you go onto the mirror and then you say, I'm strong, I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I can do this. Giving yourself a pep talk and those affirmations. Those are the habits that then sustain me. And then over and above, I'm a workaholic, right? But I've had to make a meaningful effort to build relationships with people. So one of the habits that I then built to say, guys, in as much as we are working here, you know, like those guys, my computer, this is normally how it is in corporate, but there's more to us than just the work and the deliverables and the targets. So how can we go out and hang out? How's the family? The more we connect from a human level beyond, let's break it. And my targets, we need to get a profit. It then helps just to relate with people, to build those relationships, because it is through people that a company succeeds. And then even now from a startup perspective, the startup perspective is wild again. I've had to learn, because now I'm used to corporate, everything is structured nicely. Mawufuna imali, ushala CFO, ubhale motivation, ukuthi I need 5,000 to do the yep, I start up. Oh no, it doesn't work like that. It's very unstructured and haphazard, but you have to try and build structure nalapho, because mawuvuka ekseni ude a solid morning routine to say, I'm going to open my diary and I'm going to list all the projects that I need to do, or all the to-do lists. This is what I need to do today. This is what I need to do this week. This is what I need to do this month. It's easy to become complacent and lazy. Or be so disorganized. So for me, what has really helped me again, it's that structure to say, in the morning, what is my morning routine? What is my weekly target? What is my monthly target? I have a very amazing therapist who helped me with this, with just mapping out and planning my life, Gashe. It was so difficult to do it initially, to say I have to have a daily planner. And then I have to do a review. In the morning. Sometimes in your daily planner, and then out of 10 things, you only did 2. Then you also have to have a realistic conversation with yourself to say, I think too much pressure, you know? And then even in those habits, as you plan, you know, entrepreneurs, we don't sleep. Sometimes we worry too much. That's where my mental health aspect comes into it, to say, job your love. What are some of the fun things that you can incorporate in your day-to-day hustle? In your day-to-day kufuguza. Make it worthwhile for yourself. Are you going to reward yourself with ice cream? They say KFC. You know, one day you hope you're going to, you know, fly off to Bali. But right now, in the small ways, as I'm starting to build this business, maybe just to celebrate myself for walking up to you and telling you about my business, being Saba, bro. I was so scared to even tell you what I do. But the fact that I do it, let me go celebrate myself with an ice cream. It's those things, just making sure you have a plan in place, structuring your day, structuring your week, and then reviewing the work that you have done, and then also pouring into your cup to encourage yourself. Push it paper span all the time. I think for me, that's what I am learning. But as I'm saying, I'm learning in the process. Some of it I'm just like, yeah, mother. But the other key thing is my relationship with God. You cannot be in business. Some others trust in horses and chariots. Some others trust in that other kingdom. And my tembalemv. And I trust in God. And he says, Guti, he will make all my path straight. He will prosper me because I am walking in his way, right? And he also says, don't be lazy. All the time, and then you don't do anything. You understand? But in business is spiritual, guys. Whichever camp you decide, I highly motivate you to come to the Jesus side. But business is spiritual. Let do it for lead. And you're put into a corner. Stuff. Quick. And you're under pressure, because you're like, yo, I need to make this thing work, right? In 1 week, we millionaire. But that thing doesn't last, bro. At some point in time, you're going to come crashing down hard. But all I'm trying to say is with some of the habits that we build, have a very strong relationship with God.
Yeah.
I don't want to be universalist and say, have a great relationship with your spirituality, meaning that's God. With your have a strong spiritual life. But yes, have a strong connection with God, because the no's that you're going to get, the rejections that you're going to get, God has given you this vision and you can already see it. You can already see you getting people to travel all across the world. But I often not book another toy. Manzini. You see how depressing that thing is, right?
Yeah.
So that's where God then actually would say, keep pushing. Go figure Lando, to a startup grind session like this. Figure, oh look, by the time you leave here, you're so motivated.
Yeah.
Because God heard your prayer, right? So business is very spiritual. It's important to really acknowledge that.
Oh wow. Lando's habits are prayer, having an order from your day since morning, planning.
And then work, bereka.
And then you work, yeah. Now those are the
so
business
that God
habits.
can bless the work of your hands.
Wow.
If you don't work, He's got nothing to bless. But God doesn't bless charity.
Yeah.
Because anti-charity, someone handed you this thing.
Yeah.
So God will bless lo muntu lokuphila lento. Yabo. But if you work, even if you go like babe, look, you said in your word I should try. But get better, bro. Talk to him like your friend. Get better, bro. He said, I will bless, I will increase that. I will increase, continue working, I will increase it. So yeah, God doesn't bless charity, He blesses the work of your hands.
So what did you enjoy about corporate marketing and communication? And that which you enjoyed in Alega corporate, you've also started working it out nangalagu startups.
Okay. So in my last role, I was the brand communications and sponsorship manager at MTN. So I handled very big projects like Bushfire, MTN I Praise, but also all the communications that you see on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, billboards, everything. I had an amazing team that I was working with, but obviously I was heading that team from a strategic communications part. So that helped me to be in that role, because now at the University of Sussex in the UK, at the University of Eswatini, I was now able to apply in a real context environment. Uthathe theory, nala magama lo wafunzako mawukrema lapha ukuthi ukremela i-exam utopasa. What to apply again now in the real context? And it's very different there. There's all these different dynamics. It's not exactly like you read it in your textbook. But that really helped me. It helped me a lot in terms of highlighting what it looks like working with people, how to communicate strategically. Go to my sponsorship post. I'm going to sponsorship post. No, you're going to take the best picture. Let's filter nayi. Le filter nayi itawutshengisa ukuthi kuyakhanya where these people are. Itawutshengisa the beach. Itawutshengisa people smiling. Imagine choose one of the pictures where everyone is sitting on the beach thingy. You see, that's why marketing is a science. Huh? Kuthi kumele basmile lapha. Babuke le camera. Even when the picture is taken, they must face the sun. Siyabona lesi ngawungena ngaso ngibangene ka Facebook. Mangibangena, I'll boost it. Automatically, people like nice things. That's why I'm saying marketing is a science. You don't just do it for vibes. Saying you're posting just for the purposes of no. You are strategic because you want when the people see whatever it is that you're communicating, it creates a desire. So we call it the AIDA model, attention. It grabs a person's attention to say, hey, who's this? I like that artwork. Oh, okay. That's the Washington Monument. Okay. But they've also added this. So that's attention, A. And then I is interest. Okay. After they'll go and stalk the rest of the pictures that you've been posting. And then they also see the people that you've tagged who've also gone on to, remember, referrals. I believe they saw someone that they know who participated in it, right? But it all started with a nice picture. Those shutile, that created desire. You tag certain people, it created interest. I'm interested to know this. And then after that desire, we are on a month end. I am booking with travels with Fatima. Month end, I am making sure that I buy that I buy a professional service from Lando to come and talk to my team. Right? That's the desire. So And then after that, the A is acquisition. Now it's the exchange of the money. It's closing the deal. So guys, marketing is not just for vibes, influencer, Slay Queen. No, at the end of the day, it's about getting acquisitions, getting money, but it's about also understanding the psychology of how your customers think.
Yeah. Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, that's Lando's experience and challenges that she's faced along her journey as a cool, and now that she's also a startup. So right now we're going to industry insights and local opportunities. Now she's schooling us for real now, outside of the experience, but she will include it. Now she's telling us what is and what is not. So our first question is, how do you define a brand identity? And it's crucial, and why it is so crucial for startups and businesses.
Okay. All right. So what do you think is a brand identity? Any brand identity or branding?
Yes. What customers or clients can associate your business with?
Okay, love that. Can we have more? Any brand identity? Buve be brand. Buve be company yakho. Matisa we company yakho.
I think it's identifiable aspects in the business that make someone instantly see that, okay.
Like what?
For example, color, for example, voice, like how the company speaks, for example, how they present themselves. And like some people like funny type of things, some people are very serious, some people are very educational, some people. So what you focus on is kind of like your identity.
Last one.
Okay, for me personally, I like to believe it's what people say, Mongeko. I think it's, in the religious perspective, I like to think about the question that I put just like what I think about but in bad meaning.
Wow.
As well as the way maybe for instance, that's how I like to.
So everyone is correct. Every single person is correct. And also, even what you mentioned about the brand tone, the colors, that's how a brand identity lives out. So first, it's about understanding who is Lando. Like, yabona le profile yam. Lando is a passionate, ambitious, hardworking girl. But who else is Lando? Lando is short. Lando likes the color pink. Lando is very loud, but sometimes she's an introvert. It's the same thing with your brand. You need to define a brand identity, right? So how does Lando show up in the world? Knowing what Lando's ambitious, Lando's fun, Lando's bubbly. Okay, she's going to attend specific events. She's going to go to, to a social, or she's going to make sure when she steps out of the house, she looks a certain way, she speaks a certain way. To be, you see. So even for each of your businesses, when you're defining your brand identity, that becomes very crucial, right? So it actually starts off with your vision, job your love. Meaning that's where I always start. What's my passion? What's my love, right? I love seeing people develop. So I'm going to speak in sessions like this, right? I like seeing people travel. What are the other businesses that I have? I like feeding people, agriculture. I like seeing people employed and play my part to curb the unemployment rate. So that's your why. That is your love, right? That's the first layer of your brand identity, your branding. It's just a story around you, why you are doing what you are doing. I need to innovate in this space to make life easier, to have a social impact. Therefore, I'm going to use this product, the innovation, to help more and more people, right? Yeah. That's the first part. And the second part, who are the people that I'm serving? So I'm mixing both branding and marketing. You can't interchange them though. We'd have to do a separate class, the master class marketing. But somehow there's an intersectionality. To say, just now, who do I
Who are you selling
Who are
to?
you serving?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Who are you serving? You know, that becomes very important because it helps you identify with. Or vele i-love yami ngedwa. Sometimes ungakhanza ukuthi i-love that only 5 people will like, and you're actually happy with that. Angifuni isicubu. But sometimes you want this thing to be a wildfire to change Swaziland. So then you need to make sure the need is actually there, right? So I'm not saying even if you're serving a niche, your strategy just could be serving, I want to do luxury interior design. Will they relate to that service? Yeah. Not really. But now your customers, your target market will be the executives, the guys who drive big cars, the guys who stay with you. So you're already identifying your customer. Yabo. Or again, go back to your traveling, Fatima. You're like, students, allowance. That is my peak season. But allowance, how do I sustain? Oh, I'm gonna target these people who are working, you know? Yeah. Like to make traveling affordable, you know, maybe even if we have 5,000, plan. Do you understand? So that's already you defining this. This is the market that I serve. It's very important to try not to serve too many people, and then your brand will be diluted. Today you're red, tomorrow you're yellow. Mama must keep up my parts. You understand? Yeah. So that's the other part of just as you develop your brand / marketing strategy, you also need to identify, these are the customers that I'm looking for. What is it that my customers love? What is it that is a problem to them? And what need is my product or my service bringing to fill that gap, right? The other layer of a brand identity, again, I said it's how you show up as. Do I show up as yellow? Yellow means bright. What does yellow mean to you, Njema? Color yellow. Louder, guys, it's a free session, huh? Happiness or MTN. But other than that, now you're doing a brand association, which means the color yellow is so strong, we've now identified it with MTN. But yellow is just yellow. But what are the different things that yellow? Well, it's bright. Yeah. Huh? It's light, it's sunshine. Yeah. Makes me feel good. What else? And then what do you associate with black? Death. Death is mourning, but death can also be power. A corporate executive C-suite, black tie event can also mean death. It can also, you understand? Yeah. It can also mean so many things, right? So that's how you show up as a brand, depending on, and then what does red symbolize? Love. It's love, right? What else? Danger. Yeah. Whoa, danger. Yeah. So as your conversation, what's your why? What's your vision? What are you jobbing your love? What is it that you're, then you are so, as you build your brand, you build up. But you understand? It's making sense, right? Okay. So my brand is about organic supplement health. To say, I'm going to use green because green means rebirth. It means growth. It means progress. In the minds of consumers, you have to think about your target market. Green means this. I think white in some Asian countries means death, like when they're mourning. But because you've already understood your customers, what it is that they like, you already know. White means pure, clean, you know, can trust me, I'm not spoiled. And then after that, I think the final layer, I'm still talking about now how you're showing up in your brand, the color that you choose based on all the foundational pieces, right? Yeah. And then now, even the drawing, which you call a logo, it should speak to your vision, your purpose. It should speak to your personality as a brand. I'm a travel company, so we must be fun and exciting. Therefore, maybe I'm going to choose a bit of yellow and white and gold. I don't know what are happy colors. Pink, maybe. Yabo. So even that logo is that one thing. Lamalanga, we're seeing a lot of simplistic logos. Anga be too complicated.
Yeah.
That logo, it has to kaka. Yaba too complicated. Make it too complicated in a way that's going to be like, I think this is interesting. This is enigmatic. This is making me think about. But sometimes the way we are right now, consumers have got too much things on their plates. But busy, we are scrolling on TikTok. So you need a logo that will catch people's, and it also speaks to your brand. Most companies, we've seen FNB, we've seen MTN changing their logos to make it very simplistic. That's Apple. You understand? So so brand identity, it encompasses all of those things, but it's all embedded. Marketing.
Yeah.
You understand? So marketing is the umbrella, and then things like both branding, brand identity, it falls under Lomkambati, where marketing.
Oh, wow, that's great. So the next one is, how important is consistency in brand identity and marketing strategies?
Okay.
And how can businesses maintain it across its all channels?
Okay, so one of the things that as startups we struggle with is consistency. Remember earlier I said, what's your morning routine like? Your diary, this is going to be my to-do list for today and whatever. Sometimes as a startup, I've got I've made a target to say I try and do one LinkedIn post per week. It's not always easy as a startup because sometimes you get so disappointed. Do people even see this thing? The consistency is important. You see, you go to post 1 week. The next time I post 3 months later. Consistency is very key because even to this very day, Coca-Cola is still advertising. Coca-Cola is still branding Coca-Cola. You still see them everywhere. But in market, either they have a banner, estolo, go to this pay, so the consistency is key because in order for people to remember your brand, they need to see it as much as possible. But remember, even as you post, as long as uber consistent, make sure it's strategic the way you communicate your message. Remember that example I said, no, make sure that this picture, if it's a picture that you want to do, it grabs the attention. It's got that wow, it's got that thing. You understand? Even if it's a video. It's like, whoop, it should grab your audience's attention. If you're selling something that's very painful, like you're like a therapist, it means even your music now must be slower. Like you wanna, you're not alone. Yabo, your tone is now less mellow. It's not as busy like with a tech company. Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, I think the consistency is very important, so that people can also trust you. So now uyabona fana ukuthi mabakutshela lapha ukuthi hey yathi kunenhlangano lensha lapha bathi nje asifake 500 every month. You're going to be like yini ke likamera lekho off. Bakutshela ukuthi hayi i-smart wise iqala nini ke lena? Hayi iqala last week nje fakani. You're going to be like never, every month. So you see, but the more they see your brand, they see more people interacting with your brand. They actually experience your brand, whether it's at an event, whether babona a poster, and you're tagging people or they're tagging you. It just starts building that trust because you're being consistent. People are interacting and they resonate with your brand. So it's very important, even from your branding, even from your marketing strategies, to be consistent. Startups, as startup entrepreneurs, it's not always easy. We get discouraged, but continue to build, continue to grow, because all of these small efforts that you're doing, masowa adder plus one small effort plus one small effort without Tubuga in 3 months' time, and then the numbers start showing, my followers have actually grown. I'm actually getting more calls. I used to get 1 call a week, but all of a sudden I'm getting 10 calls per week. My marketing is now bringing in Money or customers.
Yeah.
Marketing science, that's what we call it.
Okay. Now, how can startups or small businesses ensure through branding identity and their marketing strategies that it still resonates with its target audience?
Okay. When in marketing, what do you think marketing is? What do you think marketing is? Yes.
For me, marketing is creating relationships with one another, with your stakeholders.
Marketing is basically how you interact with the people that you either want to buy a product or promote your product. Generally, it's an interaction. How you're going to go about introducing yourself to because it doesn't have to be an actual thing. It could be yourself as a person. How you connect to society.
As a person, you can also be your own product. I'm a celebrity, so I am the product.
It's a systematic process.
Come on, somebody! It's the systematic. Listen, it's the systematic process.
Pricing and promoting your goods and services to build profitable relationships with your customers or target market.
Okay, I'm done here. We can.
Yeah.
That's easy. What's your background?
I did agricultural economics and business management.
But they also taught you marketing, right? Yes. In that course. That's exactly it. Please repeat your answer again for everyone to hear. Oh, okay.
And pricing goods and services.
The systematic process of?
Planning, pricing, and you promote goods and services to create a profitable relationship with your target.
Profitable meaning what? Money. Where your cash inflows, the money that you are getting is higher than the costs. That's profit. That's why we're here. We're trying to minimize our costs and maximize our returns. That's marketing. So that's why other people will be like, I have to mini marketing, I understand. No, it's a systematic process.
Yeah.
Mango pusha I'm deciding to do a promotion, it will give me so many sales, 50% more sales, which means more money to the company. And then more money in our pockets. So marketing is a science. It's not just wishy-washy. That is a correct answer. All the other answers are the umbrella of what she said. So we call it the four P's of marketing. Product. You mentioned the product, Putine. Okay, it's product.
Price.
I've created this product, but I need to figure out how to price it. How do I price it? My competitors, is my product new, or I go kona yabo bakita spegana namndawufaka leya makita spegana. And then ngibuke ukuthi ama competitors ami ndabashaya ngaku hayi ndawo yabona lapha emandiyeni.
Yeah.
Kuseruchi yinthini insipho celeni kwesinkwa. Price. You see, so even the pricing has a science to it. If I'm selling a luxury good, I'm selling luxury bags, Louis Vuitton bags, or if I'm decorated things with the price, the price are No. Do you understand? So that's a part. It's pricing. That's all part of marketing. And then after that, it's place. Where is my business located? Is it going to be virtual? They'll push naga Instagram, naga or because this is like service less sensitive imali. You know, sometimes especially the older generation, they want to sit down in a bank. I have someone to call. Because it's in us millennials and Gen Z, I always believe cover the online and I invest for Forex. You understand? Yeah. So you also need to understand, am I looking at which generation, which age group? What's my target market? Meaning, my customer army, the age yabo injani. bathanda kwenda info kanjani. So if maybe badinga more trust, let me rent an office space. If you go real estate nje bathi hayi bona utawunamela ne deposit yami le mali yami. Awu my office arc. You see, it's about the trust, you know, type of thing. So that's where the place is. That is gonna influence you because you've really researched about your customer. What's the other one? Promotion. That's the advertising. A lot of people think marketing is advertising. And it's not the dog systematic process. It's all these four dancing nicely together for it to make sense. You see, so promotion, that's when again you start seeing my TV commercials or so post like I'll upload it on Instagram. I'm gonna sponsor this ad in 100 rand. You see, now you're going to events on a stall. Taste the product. You know, now you're promoting. So in the that is promotion. You understand? So that's why I said all your answers are correct. You were just mentioning a subset of marketing, but marketing encompasses all the things Sisi mentioned, all those four things, and how they dance together. But there's also an additional. Is it 7 C's of marketing? There's also it's 7 C's of marketing. I won't go into that, but the core essence is the 4 P's: price, place, promo. All of them dancing together, and not dancing just for vibes. It needs to bring money to your pocket. Ipopo dami ngaba nesitolo sami lapha ngende iproduct yami le blind lesebenzako.
Yeah.
Oza phela akethe phela ama custom la bamlele ngibafunako so that you make a profit at the end of the day.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So now and then you're referring to both Facebook, Instagram and stuff. So the question is, how can startups or small businesses leverage social media, brand identity and marketing strategies to reinforce their brand stronger?
Most of you guys were born digital, meaning good team. It's so easy. You just need a phone, right? Yeah. I like, you know, when you're a startup or before you actually launch your product, mawucabanga about this thing, you can actually be daunted from starting, right? Because you're like, I've got this big dream, but I don't have the money. This thing needs 50,000. I need to have a tripod. I need to have a camera like this to be a content creator. You know, I need to have LED lights. You know, go out. And a lot of people don't make it to startup phase. It just keeps being an idea in your head. And then 2 weeks down the line, when someone doing it, oh my gosh, that's the exact same idea. Oh my, yeah, even if you didn't implement, so it doesn't count. It's stuck in your head, right? But then, for me, I think it's about starting with what you have. In the Bible, God asked Moses, what are you carrying in your hand? And Moses like, bro, I've got this stick. Really? I've got this stick. And he says, throw it on the ground. Meaning, do something. Instead of holding onto it in your head, in your mind, in your brain. Yeah. Even for entrepreneurs. How does this relate to my business issues, right?
Yeah.
He says, Moses is busy holding this dream in his head. And then he says, and like, something, and God, you're saying, I'm going to liberate your people. Kanjani, bro. He's like, throw it. Do something. Just take that leap of faith. Leap of faith, it could, guys. I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
When I quit my corporate job, I didn't tell a lot of people. I got the blessing of my parents, but you take that leap of faith. That's why I said business is spiritual as well. And then it became a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yes. So, in this generation, let's think big, but let's start small. I was in a talk last week. It was a women's conference. This lady, her name is Michelle Lima. I'll add her so that she sees me one day. She basically said she always wanted to work for the SAPC as a presenter. So she decided one day, I'm going to take the leap of faith. Wahamba like my SABC officers. You know, they gave her like, bamchela, yabona nje lokuthi awushimba kuzama ukumanage, but asive indzaba yakho. Or maybe talk to this one. And they made her go to and fro. And then she also went to another media company now. And she was frustrated. She's like, I really want to present, but I'm so discouraged now. And then she prayed, and God says, what do you have in your hand? Start with what you have. Guys, because there's another project that's showing me flames. So I am also speaking to myself. You understand?
Yeah.
She took she said, I've got a phone. A Huawei, some rickety Huawei. And then she's like, start recording videos and posting on Twitter. Start recording, like she likes business, like an entrepreneur, exactly what is happening here.
Yeah.
So she gives advice to startups. She gives advice to, professionals, plugging them with job opportunities, but she does videos. Okay, this is how you show up at an interview. Or when you're a startup, mind your cash flow. She just started and then she grew from there. And then she was consistent, the consistency we were talking about. We say, you know what? I'm making a decision with myself right now to say, at least even post it twice a month. Because sometimes you want to say, I'm going to post every day. Then you're going to feel like a failure when you don't post every day. So you set those realistic targets, you know. So she started doing that and she was consistent with it. Next thing, her followers started growing. Next thing, next thing, she's got a podcast. Well, now she has a podcast. Guess who's now calling her? SABC, CNN.
Wow.
And that's where most people, including myself, quitting corporate.
Yeah.
People have said, you are brave. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so brave. You have no idea. Start. Once you start, kuna a small grain in your hand. By the time we know you, Rolls Royce and then when you come and you tell us, this is where I started, we're like, yeah, whatever, cool story, bro. You just built that consistency and those habits through your morning routines, your daily routines, your weekly routines, your monthly routines, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's another question, but I think for me, it starts with what you have. Guys, this is a conversation. It's in the question.
It is kanjani social media.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying us, we've got social media. Everyone's got a phone here.
Yeah.
You know? Labanya are in agriculture. Ungena TikTok. When they eat dance, I'm a cabbage arco. Like when you're trending dance in Lanzarote and Shine Line. People start laughing. They start following you.
Yeah.
You talked about how do I show up as a brand? Am I funny?
Yeah.
Am I serious? Am I trusted? Am I flirty and fun? Right? Lapho mina agriculture, because my personality very fun, ngithanda groove. Amakhabishi atawujayiva lapha Instagram. And then sending a trend even but remember the ADA model. It's called attention.
Yeah.
What you do after you've got the attention? Comments about to order yours. Call to order.
Yeah.
It's a marketing strategy because it's how you decided to show up as a brand. Yeah. So you can do trending if you want to be a fun brand. You can do trending music, and I can see our camera guys even writing. This is good, guys. Oh. This is so. He put down the camera and he's like, "Me, I'm in it." You know. So.
Yeah.
I'm a
little
little wild. Yeah, when I'm a marketer. You can invite me for project. You can invite me for project management. You can invite me for social impact. I am many things. It's just that today you guys invited me for this specific topic, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. To say you've decided to go say, I think but remember, your marketing is still a science. Yeah. It doesn't mean good in people and challenge the trend. It's because you know the end goal. As soon as these people start seeing and interacting, 50 rand. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what I like. We have so much leverage from a digital perspective. Decide how you want to show up. Start small. Start with the digital. And then once you call it business, send out again hire Lando. I mean, as a consultant, I don't want to work. Because now you are growing.
Oh, wow. Thanks, man. Last question.
Hey, finally.
Yes.
Ebeneza,
Yeah. So, as the business will be growing, what role do ambassadors or influencers play in maintaining one startup or business?
So using influencers as a marketing strategy, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so marketing, remember, we put it under that umbrella. One of the aspects of marketing is promotion, right?
Yeah.
So those are the marketing tactics. Njengoba ngisho ukuthi ka-TikTok ngithanda kusebenzisa trending sounds, for example, if that's the direction you want to go. If you're about wellness or you're about motivation, use motivational quotes. Wake up, grind, do it. Because this is you see. So that's about all of that, what you've asked me right now, it's all part of marketing tactics, which is promotion. How will I promote myself? How will I show up as a brand? I'll also use influencers.
Oh, yeah.
So the influencers, I'll decide to use that marketing tactic or ploy because some people, mababugeli adverts, they no longer believe adverts. It's too nice, it's too glossy. But if on TikTok, the camera, yeah, okay, come with me as I travel to Milan with my friends.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're getting on the bus. Then we're here. Oh my gosh, my shoe broke, you guys. It's more authentic.
Yeah.
Than if you see a welcome to the future. Call us now. You see, so that influencer thing, it's also part of making your communication organic and relatable to people. Next door, post status. We believe it more when we see other people doing it, and they're doing it so organically. Good, they're like my lights, my models, my makeup. You're just being real. That's another powerful social media tactic. For example, I am in the health supplement business. A way of marketing that would be like, hey, products nang. I've lost 5 kg. Book. But now, after 2 weeks, saying it's Lando by hunger. Do you understand? Yeah. So that all of that falls under what is the thing? But it's
influencers and brand ambassadors.
It's more like you're making your communication very organic, very relatable, using referrals or testimonials. What I was describing right now about my products. You believe it when you've seen someone else go through it. Bamfu have like a herd mentality. Maba, I was speaking to a friend of mine to say, oh, actually, it was a guy on an Uber. He said, and you're both selling ema ikota. Right? But and then ngalapa, shop A is empty, shop B is full. When where are you gonna go?
Shop B.
Shop B, why?
It's full.
Yeah. So that's how referrals work as well. Now your brand is reaching out to ordinary people. They will then flock. It's still a science. It's herd mentality. But make sure that your product is really good. It's worthwhile. You are giving them a wonderful brand experience. If utawuluza lose 5 kg, it must do that. If you're going to book a tour with me, you're going to have the best experience of your life. Utawubuya lagangwane, happy after. Make sure your product or your service fulfills its brand promise. Thank you very much, ladies.
Oh, wow. Let's clap for Lando. Oh, thank you very much. I benefited a lot. You touched a few points there and questions where I really needed help on. So at this point in time, I'd allow us to
No, they don't have questions. I've shared everything.
You never know.
We're
going to take, please, let's just take 3 questions because of time. And if Lando allows, we can take the questions and post them onto her number on WhatsApp and receive more answers. So for now, we can take 3 questions. those who have questions to ask, now is the time to ask.
Hello.
Yes.
Cake baking.
Yes, cake baking Swatini. Seafood is ubhaka sisibanda abadilise ngekubhaka.
Wow, I love that.
Ukuthi sifuna ukubeka le baking ustandard lapho umuntu angajabula ukuthi abe yingxenye ye-baking. Ungabi ngathi mawubhaka usuke uchitha sidingo yabo. So siyabonga ukuthi sihlangane namuhla singakabi nembuto ungabakho lokuthi sifunze ngoba makhulunywa ngelwadi into lemthoka kakhulu mawukhuluma uthi Taka 5:7.
Come on, some.
Uthi 5:7 into lemthoka kakhulu noma kuqala kuhlakanipha uthola lwadi nekuthi uzuze ini uqondisise noma engabe bita ini thina ke sidile la asikakho kingisho leshumi ukhuluma nathi into letinkulu nathi mina nje ngibonga kakhulu ukuthi sibalabasha ngithemba ukuthi khona lesikufundzile lengunothisile lokuyaye kungishintshe mina ukuthi kuma seminar akaso kuyaye kube netinto letibhala phasi ukuthi ngoba noma singahlangana kanje but kwaba bhetele ukuthi wena uyokwenda kufana nekuthi nje uyovakasha.
Wow.
Mina ngijabule kakhulu ukuthi ngibe ingxenye yala ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi mhlambe imbuto letheni ngaba ngikho ukuthi ngingafisa ukuthi le network le ningabe siyalahleka kukhona nje ama-partners lengithe masehlangene ngajabula ukuthi ati mhlambe bangangisita sisaqhuba ibhizinisi. So siyabonga kakhulu kimi ngingabanga ukuthi maye siyabonga.
Wow. Oh, that's so beautiful, Siyabonga. He's mentioning something very important around community, right? Remember earlier, sometimes being a startup, SME, as you're growing, it can get really difficult and discouraging. So it's important to also have that community. Do the things that equalize your cup.
Yeah.
Remember, I said, sometimes it's push what is this thing that helps us, you know, to be happy? I made an example of your ice cream, right? Just because the fact that you came here today, go and celebrate yourself, right?
Yeah.
But also when you're feeling stuck, having a community of people. So I've tried both things. I've tried reaching out to people who can help me. Sometimes then I go to God. That's how this thing has helped me to say, what's your name? I know you're from LinkedIn. And ngiyakhumbula 2 years ago wathi if I need anything I must come to him, he's gonna sort me out. Wazi bro ngibona nje 500 kuna nayipi athi wazi shong ngomnikete. After that mase kusikhathi sanginikete avela boutique ubathi amshayela, you know. You've reached out to someone you think will help but they haven't helped you. But sometimes you reach out to a community like this or people, but just, but sometimes you will also try and get even more people in the community. So look better. I need you to trust me. I need you to pray and then listen to me. Download a limp at 10 left. Hamba laktanel. Masuka ktanele. Hamba uyelap. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But at least, as I said, the fact that you tried and you reached out to Wazi, you learned how to deal with the no. You're depressed, you no. 2 seconds. After that, you understand, even in the no's, you still get lessons. Even in the mistakes, when you're a startup, you're still getting, I delight myself in the Lord. And then or do whatever it is that makes you, that motivates you coming to sessions like this, breaking bread and meeting people, you know. So the support is very important. I just wanted to add on to that. Thank you so much for that beautiful comment. I
think my brother on the green shirt.
Get rich.
Yes.
Come on, son.
Yes.
What's your brand color?
My,
After the session, I'm not talking about, because it might change from what it was before. After the session, what do you feel your brand color should be? Yeah, get rich. And your company is called Get Rich.
Gap Bridge.
Ah?
Gap Bridge.
Oh my gosh, I thought you said get rich. Because I said get rich. I said use gold and black. Do you understand?
Gap
Oh,
Bridge.
Gap Rich. I'm not going to get color, but but I thought you said get rich, which means money, it's wealth. There's a bit of green, there's a bit of gold. Okay, please continue.
What's if we get a school and then I start my business? We're going to say, for the whole so for the man, business from that. Or before you can qualify to start a business.
Education is very important because it opens up your mind, right? You can learn in a classroom, but you can also learn in the street, right? I am going to make an example. I have seen people from another race other than black basebenda in family businesses. The business is passed on from Mkulu anigete the father anigete the son. And by funzela po yonke limpule. You see, there's that dimension, that generational knowledge, that generational wealth, but it's still knowledge. So we are funza. Kuthi ho, umfana lona masekana 5, ngifuna afunze kuchaya ithili. Ato wati ukuthi bampu bashinjela njani. Now you're understanding finances, you're understanding both the basics in finances, profit, loss, accountability, right? But that's still a classroom. It's just that it's unconventional. It's not like lapha masihleli ku-lecture theatre sibhale ma-notes, you understand? But that is a classroom in the University of Life, right? Kukhona nalomunye lothengisa emagwinya, emafethi estratini, nema-Russian, right? Loyo udecide ukuthi hayi ngidawuqala yabo, adecide ukuthi hayi ibhizinisi yami ngidayiqala namuhla, ngida-organize stoko, ngibangene e-bus rank, yabo. A push. It's in a vision yakhe. Sometimes they don't have a vision. 5 years down the line, solo pizza baguette.
Yes.
We are funza lama lessons, but we are funza in such a constrained environment. Your mind isn't open and exposed to how to scale up. So a classroom setup or a session like I saw, with other startups, that opens your mind. And as much as you're learning a bus rank in the University of Life, but also your learning can come from lokputi la paper sombona kuyina so ne umbrella lenkulu so ne mission nje le ngathi ulayishe upakishe ama Russian lamaningi instead of so yabuta, how did you do this, how did you learn, that's also learning. But also there's also the formal type of learning, which is also very important. Our formal education system, though, has not trained us to be entrepreneurs. It's trained us to be employees. You see that? And that's why I had to take the jump, meaning, I think a bit of University of Life, and then I also take my formal education. So do you understand what I mean? So there's no straight answer to it, but ungaqhubeka uthengise ama-Russian esikaftini sakho for the next 5 years because you've closed yourself off from finding out how did Peshu progress in his business, how did this one do, because wena ubukeka so it means your vision is very narrow. You can decide, as I was mentioning the other race, there's also another race labagcina khona ka-form 5 bakuqashe kule nkampani yababo baqashe Lando lone MBA kule nkampani yalo bhuti, okay? Makamqasha lo gcine ka-form 5. Le company is a big company. Lo mfana walakhaya lo gcine ka-form 5 utofunza la kuLando we-MBA. Siyabonga Lando, uphelile umsebenzi. Ugcine ka-form 5 lo bhuti lo from the other race. Wafunza on the job ngoba wathi babu wakhe Manir, you need to learn the business of it. Same thing with agriculture, that's how they do it. You understand? But that's such a professional punch. But that's another way of learning. But I think generational was yeah, but I gonna from fast and fun. But you're gonna come back. You understand? But now it's also very important. The bigger you grow in business, you really need to have a strong business administration background. Because what scale up, there's so many moving parts. HR, you can't do everything on your own. That's why then the formal education helps you to build systems in place. Bahamas, I'm just sipping on my pina colada and making millions because now so I understand that business administration. Business administration, marketing, accounting, if you are wanting to scale up, that also helps with educate. But as an entrepreneur, we're also disruptors. I don't think Bill Gates has got a degree in accounting. Bill Gates is not even a doctor, but is producing pharmaceuticals. So sometimes you get to a point, even as an entrepreneur, or whatever it is. You understand, there's no straight answer to the question that you've asked, but just find yourself. In all of that I've shared, find your pathway. But I do advocate for education, but the education shouldn't make you become an employee because you are an entrepreneur. It should complement your entrepreneurial journey. It should make sense for your entrepreneurial journey. Stunning challenge, guys. I know you from LinkedIn, right? You're on LinkedIn. So you see why you understand how you show up, even as a business. LinkedIn uses a lot of brand faces to say, these are the things you repost because you're showing your interest. I think we were talking about it earlier. You're showing your interest. These are the pictures that you take. So that on your LinkedIn, but like, oh, okay. Or a potential business partner, I want some of the work you're doing. Oh, I feel I can relate with this brand. There's a brand affinity. So I know him from LinkedIn. And I know you from LinkedIn as well.
It was amazing. I am an answer associate at Relax. My question was, how would you describe the local marketing space? From corporates to SMEs and basically startups, how would you say we measure up to global standards, basically? Are we within the same channels or are we behind? Are there any gaps or opportunities that we haven't filled yet? Or, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. When I decided to do marketing at the University of Swaziland, a lot of people in my class did marketing because they got very bad grades. They couldn't go into my account. That annoyed me because some of us are really passionate about marketing. Back when I ever say UNISA, become no, yes, sir. So, they never made the grade for accounting. So I said, I like business management. But anyway, for me, I've always been passionate about marketing. You guys can already see my personality, right? Now when I look at the personality, I'm going to say, it's not make sure. I'm very eccentric. So I felt like I'm marketing music with a personality. You also need to look at that, right? So from that perspective, I always knew there's specific companies in Swaziland that really take marketing seriously. And I was very intentional to make sure I work for those companies. Those companies put in serious budgets when it comes to serious budgets, millions upon millions. So Nami, even my career pathway as I was doing marketing, I loved marketing and I made sure I chose marketing and marketing chose me emphasis. But I was very clear on my pathway. Because they take marketing seriously. Because phones are around whether you're in agriculture, you have a similar conversation. whether you travel, you also have a similar, you map out your career pathway. So, meaning, for example, I can't say go to Sigupi from, I haven't done a lot of research, but I know there's very few companies in Swaziland that take marketing seriously. And I made sure that I'm part of that. I'm part of that storyline. I made sure I am there in those companies because I saw that they take marketing seriously. Yeah, you're in the marketing industry, it's growing. But other companies, I understand the science to this thing. I didn't even bother looking that way. Marketing budget, hey, miss me, please. I don't want this. It's my mental health, guys. Remember. But the other thing, the Uber of this generation is Gen Z. It's you guys. You understand? When I'm saying the Uber, I'm saying the disruptors of all things marketing. It's you guys with your phones, with them trends, and I got TikTok, with them repost, with them hashtag. You guys are actually defining what marketing is and should look like. That power is in your hands. You don't need a big corporate, a small corporate. You do it. Just wake up and do. You understand? So by definition, I will throw that question back at you to say, as Gen Z, as the born digital generation, to revolutionize marketing. Remember earlier when I said the marketing, we don't pay attention too much to glossy TV adverts. I mean, I don't even watch TV. Like at all. I don't watch TV. I'm on my phone. I do not watch TV at all. I'm on my phone. Wangilethela nje ukuthi ngaze ngimention ingapho ngasho igama lekama batangisuwa wamention ukuthi at Lando Incorporated we are here ngivele ngisitsho scroll up next but ngabona lomunye athi come with me and get ready with me as I go to Lando organization. There's an amazing time we're going to be spending there. Oh, guys, look at their offices. They're so lovely. Already, I'm like... And then on Instagram, so take a deep form. But I'm like, oh, actually, let's get a website. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, marketing is up to Gen Z. You guys can define how far marketing can go, and how you're already doing it with your LinkedIn, right? The control is in your hand, such that even next time you want to ask a question like that, you'll just realize actually we can make marketing anything we want to because we have everything in our control. Disruption, the disruption roadmap.
Gen Zs have the power to change it, make it bigger and better. Thank you, Lando, my brother over here.
Have I seen you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah. Are you in a bow tie? No.
Yeah.
You're in a bow tie.
Very handsome face.
This one also takes. I see you. Do you see what's happening? Do you see? There's something there, guys. When I take some of my LinkedIn things and I put them on Facebook as well. But okay, please tell us about your business, and then you can ask the question.
Maybe to congratulate everyone here, guys. It's very important to come to these things. And again, Lando, as a personal brand, is probably the best that we have.
Yeah.
Which is why I had to run away from work.
Thank you.
And come here.
Oh, stop it. Yabona kumupha kwenda kanje. Mase kathi hey Lando ngoseka nama perfume ami ngithi letha 50 because he's used the marketing strategy to make me feel good, a little bit of flattery but low key. So now when he pitches to, that's a sales tactic. Yabona lokho ndamngena ngishipile Brazilian yakho right. You know, how are you? I'm not saying usiyasoma, but you just make your customers feel good as a sales. After he said this, and he can tell me, oh, yati nguthandela ama perfume nang. Because do you see this marketing thing is very nice. Please continue. Sorry.
Listen to what you said, all right? Co-director, Perfume Heart Swaziland. I'm a CRM, customer relations with the Swatini Revenue Service. I'm a PhD candidate. I did my master's in 2020.
Nice. I'm still on that journey.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a consultant also, Pumla Consult. We've been doing that for about 3 years now. Now,
Yeah, your numbers now.
and I had to come here to ask Lando this question. Lando, as a person, you, like I'm saying now, I'm not flattering you. You are one of the strongest personal brands that I'm running. Hence,
True.
Thank you.
I'm a big brand, but you know, this is Lando here, guys. That's why Mange and Mabati, this is free. I was like, what the hell? You know, free, Lando, free? Okay, well, I'll go. So,
No, and the reason why I came here is because I go to church with Pure. That's the main reason I said yes to this. For many months, Shem.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to do it in obedience to the Lord because you're my church
Hallelujah.
homie. You know, and this is literally why I said yes to this.
yeah. What I'd like to know is I know you as a corporate brand. I've seen you work for FNB, transition to MTN. Yeah, MTN called me for now. I think you were still there to talk about hustling on the side and stuff.
I think I approved that poster.
You approved it.
Yeah, that artwork.
Yeah. So, and then you leave. You know, and then you leave. You've put in so much work, and it's been spectacular for everybody. And then you leave. What I'd like to know is how did you prepare yourself as a brand? Because obviously you're shifting from being a corporate brand to now being a personal brand in your personal space. How did you prepare yourself? I heard you mention also a therapist somewhere. I think that was part of your preparation process. And how did you prepare yourself, and did you feel now that that was adequate preparation? Because I know business, that's just madness. And also, what you're going to say is going to assist many people in there who are in jobs, who want to make the transition, and how they should go about it, and how they should handle their brands going about it.
That's a very great question.
Yeah.
Remember what I said when you asked me, good team, who is Lando and what are some of the things? And I said, I will not limit myself. I've been a musician. I've been a motivational speaker, public speaker. I've been a business analyst working with the vice president of MTN Group. I've been a musician. I've been a project manager. I've been a social impact person. I've been an influencer. I'm a travel vlogger. I've been a podcaster. Some of the things I didn't mention in the list of 20. There's no limit. You just need to plan. Your career roadmap needs to be very clear. What is your love? Job you love. You like interacting with people? What's your personal brand? We stacked up your business brand or your service brand. But now even your personal brand, use the same thing. I'm tall, I'm short, but this is where I want to go. Do it the same layers. What is my why? After my why, how do I show up? Who's my targeted audience? It's the same thing. How do I present myself? That's your logo, your branding. You see, the thing that was distinctive about him was the bow tie. I'll call it the logo. I'm not saying it is, but this is how I remember. This is psychologically how customers will remember you. It's a black tie. Oh, he's a serious guy. Oh, he's a focused guy. Oh, even the things that he's posting is very black tie. Personal branding. You understand? Yeah. So the reason why I said, but you can always shape shift. Do not limit yourself. But open a focus. Because at the same time, you don't want people saying, today bong logo, tomorrow bong logo. Map it out. In the next 3 years, Lord, please help me achieve X, Y, Z. Sometimes it's going to be 3.5 years, sometimes it's going to be 4. But it still doesn't change the fact that you've now done it. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So do it very strategically. But again, when I was doing my MBA, when men accept a job offer, they already have an exit strategy. It's a research that was done. I don't have the numbers off my head. Oh, halala. The first day mabafika bayathi ukuthi mangiquitha ngidawuquitha ngoba ngizabe sengi-achieve ini. But us women, not really. You see. So that also struck me. To say in everything that you do, you have to have an exit strategy, which means your end goal. The day you mark a 1 million turnover, I'm going to sell my company to someone who will buy it for 15 million. I just started a startup so that I can grow it and sell it. You build, you flip. That's your strategy. That's your long-term goal. Oh, actually, I'll build my company from the ground up. And in Funak figure 50 million. After that, I retire when I'm 45. Vision, goals, map it out. That's exactly it. So, in the next X, I want to have achieved this. You can then move on to the next one. Or you can target 3 goals. From my career, I want to achieve this. From my relationship, you understand? This is how you remember the daily habits. What have I done? My therapist, she gave me that. What have I done today to speak to my financial goal? Investor Forex week. Have I done it this week? What have I done to meet my relationship goal? What have I done to something for my business? And that's why I've been able to kind of juggle a couple of projects at the same time, because you've planned it out, you've mapped it out, and you have a clear goal to say. You understand? That for me becomes very, very important. So how that looked like for me is good to embassy. I knew I wanted to do marketing because I saw my personality. Who are you? Not everyone can do marketing. Know yourself. But at a deeper level. So what can you be? You can be an advisor. You can be a psychologist. You understand? So once you understand who you are, oh, I'm flamboyant, I love people, I can be so good at sales. You know? That's the first part. And then after that, so understand who you are. I went into marketing and I went into that space. But funnily enough, once I started working, I got marketing for a few months, and then I went into corporate social responsibility and my foundations. Because even when I was young, I used to like helping people who are less privileged. I loved it there. After 5 years, after 5 years, I was baby girl, humble. So leaders, mentors, leaders along the way who keep you accountable to your dream. Okay, so in the 5 years, how are we growing in your career? I had an amazing boss, Mr. Nchego. Actually, I want to do my MBA because we're saying honestly, I'm MBA. And I feel like shorter commercial. I now understand how NGOs work. But it also needs to make business sense. Shorter commercial. So then that's how I chose then. Remember what I said to you, brother? To say the education yako should mark lempolo samagwi achieve to support la uyakon. Right? So ngati, I'm going to go and do an MBA so that when I come back, I can come into a purely commercial space. A purely commercial space. When I was doing my MBA, I got a coach, James Lomimlo. He said, let's map out your career. You are here at the University of Sussex. What does it want? He said, "Funa kupuma lapha ne distinction." Yay, I ngigijimisangi distinction ngapho sengangayithola. But fortunately, I cried out to God because the first couple of tests, I'm like, in order for your marks to be enough to be there, it has to be 70 and above. And it's so hard to get to that point. Almost there. I'm like, Lord, help me. I'm feeling stuck. Email. God works, guys. But see, James, I'm offering coaching, free services because I need to practice and put in nangen. Roadmap. Okay, what are the small habits that you can do to get it there? Have you spoken to your lecturer? Have you visited a library? Have you visited a student advisor? Community. When you're feeling stuck, spread your net wide. Somewhere it'll put me answer. So ngenda kanjalo. What's okay? So in the MBA yakho ngiyakova ukuthi uthatha NGO. And then what's the next? I want to bridge commercial, like le business side, and NGO eventually. What's okay? Shorty, it means we mapped it out together. Shorty means go and spend a couple of years in the commercial space I was in, marketing and communications. Do that. How long are you giving yourself? I'm giving myself 2 years. What is sure? That I took 3 years eventually. But then I had to do the jump. Now where I still love social impact, transforming people's lives, having talks like this. Go sit down with beauty with purpose, getting them vocational skills so that they're able to make money themselves. But now it makes business sense. So I'm in that process of marrying those two. So the career mapping becomes important. If you feel like you can't do it on your own, you can do it with someone else. You can watch a video on YouTube. You can come to a session like this, or you can just ask yourself those questions. You say, what is my exit strategy? Mina ngafika ka-MTN ngathola wonke lo mgodla ngabuthi nanka commercial nanka ama-business nanka ama-numbers bengiwasaba athi ngathi equipa. Where you have gaps, go and learn. Gap rich. Where you have gaps, go and learn. Go and ask. Go in the short course. Google are free. Just then all of a sudden, come from a place where you almost failed statistics to now being at 92% on statistics. Me, Kanjani, bro. Thank you.
Wow.